Hello and welcome. In this video, I shall demonstrate how to create and secure an AWS account. Firstly, open a browser and in the address bar, enter aws.amazon.com and hit enter. Then on the page that appears in the top right corner, click on Create an AWS account. If the link in the top right hand corner says sign into the console, then click on that instead. And on the page that appears, click on Create a new AWS account. If this link still doesn't appear, then click on the Sign in using root user link, and that will bring you to this page where you can then click on Create a new AWS account. In the form, enter the email address for the root user account and enter an account name. Then hit verify email address. At this point, you'll receive a verification code in an email. Enter the code. Now enter a root user password. The password must be between 8 and 128 characters and must include 3 of the following: a lowercase letter, an uppercase letter, a number, and a special character. Once you've entered the password, click continue. Then choose the type of account, either business or personal. Now, whichever one you choose, there is no functional difference to the account. You'll still have the same features and the same services available. The only difference is there's a couple of questions that are different in the sign up process depending on which one you pick. I'm going to choose personal, then enter full name, choose the country code and enter a phone number. Choose country or region and enter address. Then read the AWS customer agreement and confirm that you've read it. Click continue. Now you need to enter payment information. You don't get charged for the AWS account itself, but you will get charged for certain services that you use in the account. If your billing address and your contact address are the same, then click on verify and continue. If they are not the same, then click on use a new address and enter the address, then click on verify and continue. At this point, you'll have to follow your instructions for your bank, whether that's Halifax, like me, or Metro, or Starling, or whatever bank it is. Just follow the instructions. Now, as long as you stay below the AWS free tier, there will be no charge to your account. You'll only be charged for the services that you use that are beyond the free tier, and you can check what those charges will be before you use those services. AWS will hold €1 or $1 or the equivalent, or in GBP, etc., for 3 to 5 days, just so they can verify your identity. Next, confirm your identity. Okay, so choose country or region code, enter your phone number, Then enter the captcha, and when you click on call me now, you'll receive a phone call that will ask you for the code. So just answer that call.
This is an automated call from Amazon Web Services. Using the touchpad on your phone, please enter the 4-digit PIN number that was displayed on your screen.
Enter the code.
We have successfully verified your PIN. Please return to Amazon Web Services to complete your registration. Thank you for your interest in Amazon Web Services. Goodbye.
Then once that is confirmed, you will choose a support plan. I'm going to choose basic support, which is free, but you can also choose developer support, which has a monthly fee, or business support, which has a larger monthly fee. Click on complete sign up. Now at this point, sign up is complete. You can log into your account, but the account may not be activated yet. You'll receive an email when the account has been activated. It might be immediate, but you may have to wait up to 24 hours. So I'm going to sign into the console and see. And actually I can see that I have received the email now confirming that my account has been activated. Okay, so now I've logged into my account as the root user. Now, the root user has complete control of the account. They have ownership permissions and privileges which cannot be changed. So it's advisable to only log in as the root user when you're performing specific tasks that require it. I'll include a link in the description to this video that you can view to a web page that you can view to see the tasks that require a root user account. But for any other task, it's recommended to use an IAM user, which stands for Identity and Access Management, and that has the permissions to perform the tasks that are the responsibility of that account only, of that user only. So firstly, we're going to enable multi-factor authentication for the root user. So in the top right corner of the screen, click on the account name, then security credentials, and on the page about halfway down, or actually towards the bottom, click on assign MFA device. Now I'm going to use the Google Authenticator app. If you use a different authenticator app, then that's fine. Or if you don't have an authenticator app, then you can download one from the App Store. Enter a device name. I'm going to call it root phone. Root because the account is root, and phone because it's installed on a phone. Then click on next. Now I'm going to click on show QR code, and in the Google Authenticator app, click on the plus icon, then scan a QR code, then the root user on Amazon Web Services for this account will appear in the list of authenticator codes in the Google Authenticator app. So first of all, click on the MFA code 1 input field, then enter an authenticator code from the Google Authenticator app, and click on MFA code 2. Wait for a new code to appear and then enter that. Then click add MFA. And that is it. So just to confirm that that's worked, I'm going to sign out, then sign back in as the root user. And it should ask me for an MFA code, which I shall enter now. And that has worked. So as I mentioned earlier, you should create IAM users or IAM users and with specific permissions to perform the tasks that are required by that user. So for example, you would likely create an IAM user with administrative permissions to administrate the account. So that is what I'll do. You can click on IAM and go to service, or for me it's here because I visited it earlier in a different account. So then once you're in the IAM section of your AWS account, on the left hand side in the menu, click on users, then click on create user. Enter a username, provide, and check the box next to provide user access to the AWS management console. Now at this point you can either specify a user in Identity Center or you can create an IAM user. If the purpose of the user, the IAM user, is solely to perform administrative tasks within the AWS management console, which is the browser-based interface that we are in now, and only for one account, then I think it's fine to create an IAM user. For other reasons, you may want to use Identity Center. That is your choice, but for this example, I'm going to create an IAM user. And enter a password. And I'm going to uncheck the box, users must create a new password the next sign in, because I'm creating a user for myself to log in as, and I've entered the password I like. But if you was creating a user, an IAM user for someone else, then you will want to check this box so that they change their password when they sign in. Click on next, then add user to group. So I'm going to create a group, call it administrators, and I'm going to attach the administrator access policy, which grants them full administrator access to the account. Right, then click on the group, the checkbox next to the group to add them to it. Click on next. Not going to add any tags. So at this point, we can just review it. Username, fine. Custom password, yet. Require password reset, no. Added them to the administrators group. So that all looks fine. Click on create user. And then return to users list. We don't need to view the password because I already know what it is. Okay, so before we log in as this IAM user, we need to take note of the account ID, because you'll need to enter that when you are logging in as a non-root user. So for example, as the IAM user, you'll need to choose the account ID. So, I mean, you'll need to enter the account ID. Okay, that hasn't copied for some reason, so I'm just going to enter it. Tried to copy and paste it, but that didn't work, so I've just typed it in manually. Another thing you can do is set an account alias, so then you don't have to enter that code, you can enter the alias. To do that, click on the account name in the top right corner, then in the menu that appears, click on security credentials. That will bring you to the page that I was already on, but just demonstrating how I got there. And click on dashboard in the top left, at the top of the left hand menu. Then on the right hand side, click on the create link under account alias and enter an alias. Then click on create alias. Now you'll be able to log in, you'll be able to specify the account alias when logging into the console as an IAM user instead of having to enter the account ID. So we're going to log out by clicking on the account name in the top right corner, then click on sign out in the menu that appears, then click on sign into the console. Now this time we're going to log in as an IAM user, so choose that option. Then I'm going to enter the account alias, but if you did not create an account alias, then you'll enter the account ID here. Click next, enter the IAM username and password and click sign in, and that should work. Okay, so now we've logged in as the IAM user. The final thing I'm going to do is choose assign an MFA device for this user. So again, click on the account name in the top right corner, then click on security credentials in the menu that appears. Scroll down a bit and then click on assign MFA device. Enter a device name, so I'm going to enter the account name and then phone. Choose the option. For me it's authenticator app, but you may have security key or hardware TOTP token if you want, but authenticator app is the most common. Click on next. Click on show QR code. In the Google Authenticator app, press the plus icon, then click on scan a QR code. Scan the QR code, then in the MFA code that appears at the bottom of the list, enter it in the MFA code 1 field, then enter the next MFA code. So once the first MFA code expires and the new MFA code appears, enter the new one, then click on add MFA device, and that should have worked. Yeah, we can see here. So now let's log out and log back in. So click on the account name in the top right hand corner, then in the menu that appears, click on sign out, then click on sign into console, enter the account ID or alias, username, password, and it should ask for an MFA code, so enter that. And we're in. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. And until next time, goodbye.